word do I use just an E? You can help remember EA because you sit on your seat before you heat the meat before you eat it. Our word is meat. For cursive, your M can be a bump letter like this. And if that's what you want to do, that's what it looks like. I'm going to do an uphill. So go uphill to midline, back to baseline, bump at midline, back to baseline, bump at midline, and a tail. Your E is a little loop letter, so loop up to midline, back to baseline. Your A is a clock letter, stop at 2 o'clock, come back around and connect, back to baseline. Is M-E-O-T a word? No, so make sure you get to baseline here. Your T goes all the way to the top, all the way to baseline, pick up your pencil and cross your T. Meat. The next word is air. How do you like to go up in a swing, up in the air so blue, said Robert Stevenson. Air. Now remember our phonogram. Oh, I didn't pull that one out. Shoot. Okay, but watch my fingers. You already learned this phonogram. You probably know because we learned the word hair. Okay, think about that. Air. Air. It's hard to separate that out. Okay? Air. Air. We say it so fast together. Air. It's hard to think. Air. And if you can't remember that which phonogram this is, think of how you spelled the word hair. The air will blow my hair. Okay? Say it as you write it. A-er. Does yours look like mine?
Yep.
Good. What red markings?
Underline or A.
Underline A. What would I add to make it hair? An H. So for A, we've got our clock letter. Stop at 2 o'clock, come back around and connect, and back to baseline. For your I, uphill to midline, back to baseline. For your R, uphill to midline, down the shelf, back to baseline, pick up your pencil, and dot your I. Air. 3 left. Good job. Oh, really quickly, in Great Britain, the word aero, it means air, as in aerobics. Fun fact. Okay. And what you could be aerobics with the air. The third to last word is kind. I love thee for a heart that's kind, not for the knowledge in my mind, or in your mind, said. I love thee for a heart that's kind, not for the knowledge in thy mind. You know, that's interesting. Fun fact. We often think that we're attracted to people who think like us, but when they've done studies on the magnetic pull in different parts of your body, your brain has a magnetic pull, but 60% stronger from your heart. So you actually are attracted to people who believe like you. Really? Interesting, from your heart. Kind.
Kind of mind.
Ready? Kind. I-nd. Let's have a reminder from our rule. I and O may say I and O before 2 consonants, right? Okay. And then let's have a reminder of another one. You're thinking of your hard k sound. C can say S before E, I, or Y. So could you use a C here? You could, but it's actually K. K can say K before E, I, and Y as well. Okay, you're using the K for this one. And here's a good way to remember it. Be kind, okay? Be kind, okay? Be kind, okay? So you're having trouble remembering C or K for kind? Just be kind, okay? Okay. Do it with me, ready? Kind, K-I-nd. And remember, I may say I before 2 consonants. as you write it. I did say the word mind, but the word is kind. Okay, say it for me. Spell it for me.
I-N-D.
Good. Does yours look like mine?
Yep.
Any red markings?
Nope.
So we have first sound, first sound, first sound. This is the second sound, but the rule says I can say I in front of two consonants, so we don't have to mark it. For your cursive K, remember we're kind of a loop letter, kind of a little bit of a bump letter, a whole bunch of little extra bumpies in there. Okay, so for your K, loop to the top, straight down to baseline. You're going almost to midline with a little bump. Come back to the middle of your line and down to the baseline. For your I, do you need me to do that one again? Do you need me to do that one again, son? Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Do you need me to do that one again? Do you need me to do a K again? Did you get it? This will be very embarrassing for you how much time we're spending at me asking you a question and you refusing to answer me. Do you need me to make a K again for you to see how to write it? Okay. Yeah. Uphill. Okay, so we'll start one more time with a K. So we're going a big loop to the top, straight down, a bump about midline, and then back to the middle of your line, and then straight down to baseline. See that? Your I is an uphill to midline, back to baseline. Your N can be a bump, but I'm going to do it as an uphill to midline, back to baseline, a bump at midline, and a tail. And then your D is a clock letter, stop at 2 o'clock, come back around, straight to the top, back to baseline, pick up your pencil, and dot your I. Oh yeah, that looks wonderful. Nice, very good, Kay. All right, so the next one is joy. Let it be your joy to do the will of God. And remember, we have two oys, right? We've got oy that we may not use at the end of English words, and we've got oy that you may use at the end of English words. So for joy, we're going to use this one. Here we go. Ready? Joy. J. Oy. Right? Joy. J. Oy.
You went.
Oh, did I get 3 in there? Sorry. Going backwards is hard for me. It really pulls my tendon here. Okay, so go ahead and say it as you write it. With great joy.
Joy.
Spell it for me.
Joy.
How do I know to use a J instead of a G?
G says J before E, I, or Y.
G may say J before E, I, or Y. I said may, so you could have a G that says J, but this one is our J. Okay. Joy. If I'm talking about a girl, what do I do differently with this J?
Capitalize it.
I capitalize it. What are my red markings?
Underline or oy.
Underline your oy that you may use at the end of English words. For your cursive, we're going to write the great news, great joy, the not the common noun, not the proper noun. Okay, or I guess it's the idea. So J is uphill to midline, loop under the line and back to baseline.
Wait, what?
Yep, I can do it again. So up to midline, loop under the line and back to baseline. Your O is stop at 2 o'clock, come back around and connect, and a ponytail. If I come back to the line, is J-A-Y a word? You could talk about jaywalking, a jaybird, right? So make sure your O is a ponytail so we know your joy. Y is an uphill letter, but we're already halfway up there, so we're going to bump at midline, bump at baseline, back to midline, loop under the line, and tail, or curve. Pick up your pencil and dot your I.
Okay.
And then put a smiley face. Just kidding. You don't have to do that.
We don't have an I, do we?
J-O-Y.
Where's my I?
So oi, that we may not use at the end of English words. We're not using an I, we're just using the Y here. And the last one is when. It's when you run away that you're most liable to stumble, said C. Robinson. Okay, let's remember. Put your hand out like you're blowing a feather off. Right? Okay, so when. I gotta do it this way. Okay, do it with me. When. Say it as you write it. Okay, spell it for me. Good. Is this a word? When?
Yeah.
When I get home. Got that sound. When I get home. When we go to the store. When we come. When. I think when is a word that is Japanese or Chinese word. And I've seen it,
Chinese
but I
when?
can't think of why.
When?
A yen is there, but I think that, I don't think that's a typical English word that I can think of. Okay, so make sure that you get you're blowing your feather. All right. W, remember, is like an upside down M. So we go uphill to midline, bump at baseline, up to midline, bump at baseline, and a ponytail. Your H is a loop letter, but we're already halfway up, so we're going to loop at the top, straight to baseline, bump at midline, and a tail. Your E is a little loop at midline. Your N could be a bump if you decide to. It looks like that. Otherwise, I'm going to do an uphill. So uphill to midline, straight to baseline, a bump at midline, and a tail. When. You guys did a really good job on J5. For your words, we're going to do a little bit, or for your sentences, we're going to do a little bit of grammar first. Remember that an adverb is added to a verb or an adjective to answer the question how, when, where, how much, and how long. Often they end in ly, L-Y, right? Deeply, gladly, kindly, joyfully. So if I were to say, so let me give you a sentence. Let's see if we can figure out the grammar. That's a question mark. What did he want most? Okay. So who are we talking about here? He. Is this a noun?
Yes.
Well, it's a pronoun, right? I could say, what did Carl want most? So what did he want most? That's our noun. Okay. And how about our verb? What's our verb? What is he doing? He's wanting. So that's our verb, right? That's always your action. So now you're adding something to a verb here to answer how, when, where, how much, or how long. So can we say, what did he want most? How much, right? How much did he want it? He wanted it most. So our adverb or our noun, or our pronoun here. Want is our verb. Most is our adverb. Okay, let's try another one. The room will be done soon. Okay, so first, where's our noun? What's our noun here? Room, right? That's our noun. What's our verb? Done. Right? That's our verb. What's happening to the room? The room is being done. Actually, I'm sorry. I think the verb is be.
Be.
And when will the room be?
Noun.
Done.
The room will be, so remember we're asking how, when, where, how much, and how long. So how long will it take for the room to be done?
Soon.
Soon. That's our adverb. Okay? He wants it most. How does he want it? This is most. When will the room be done? Soon. Let's do a couple more. Now we won. Woohoo!
What's your win?
Okay, so what's our noun or our pronoun? Who are we talking about?
LeBron James.
We, right? That's our noun or pronoun. And what are we doing?
Winning.
What's our verb?
Win.
Right. Yep, we won. Yay, that's our verb.
What should we want?
And how or when or why. Remember, adverbs say how, when, where, how much, how long. So when did we win?
Now.
Now. We won now. Good job. Okay. Let's do another one. When will you be kind? Okay. What is our noun or pronoun? Who are we talking about? You. Yep, that's our pronoun. And then what are you doing? You're being, right? That's our verb. When will you? Well, being kind. Okay, and what is answering how, when, where, how much, and how long? When is answering when, right? When will you be kind? This is our adverb. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I told you at the beginning, typically you add 2 letters to the end of adverbs. None of these have what at the end of them? Ly, right? But I could say mostly, right? I could I say soonly? No,
Yes.
that wouldn't work. Could I say nowly? No. Could I say whenly? No. So adverbs answer how, when, where, how much, how long, and a lot of times they end in ly. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at all your words for J5, and you're going to come up with 3 sentences, but you're going to change your word into an adverb that ends with ly. You may use this example, kindly. Okay, so you're going to pick 3 words from your list. You're going to add ly at the end, and you're going to write a sentence where that's the adverb. I'll give you an example. She kindly took my hand and led me across the bridge. Okay, so let's look at this. She kindly took my hand. Okay, so who are we talking about? Who are our nouns or pronouns? She and my. Those are our nouns and pronouns. And what did she do? She took. Yep. How did she take my hand?
Kindly.
Kindly. That's my adverb. Okay, so you're going to pick 3 words, adding ly to make them adverbs. Good job today.